Getting paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.
Gentlemen, welcome back. Happy Monday. There is no such thing as Happy Monday. For most people, it is a Happy Monday for me because I don't work for the white man. But we are here to kick off yet another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. It is October 2nd. This is the greatest month of the year for a couple reasons. One, it is my birthday this month. I am a couple weeks away from being 35. I'm very excited about that. And also, this is the greatest sports month of the year because you got college football, you know what I'm saying, that's going on almost every other day at this point now. We got NFL. We in the full swing of the NFL season. MLB playoffs kicks off tomorrow. We definitely going to be previewing the wild card round today. And we got NHL hockey. Today is media day, so the NBA is back. Every sport is going to be on television, man. So we've got a loaded show. We got the whole crew will be coming in simultaneously. You know, we got everybody going. You know, we got Bang, Mikey, Dante, Courtney be joining in the second hour. We got the homie Jake Mintz from MLB on Fox will be joining us in the second hour to also preview the MLB playoffs. But let's take a look at the local hour rundown, man. We've got the local hour first because of all the crap that's going on at 1920 Football Drive and also in Soldier Field. We're going to start off with a recap of Bears Broncos from last night. We're going to talk about how can we judge Justin Fields' performance. Then we're also going to talk about the news that came down after this rundown was made that Chase Claypool is no longer with the teams. We're gonna talk about that. So let's just bring my guys in right now. We got Mikey, we got Bang, and we've got Dante here, man. We all here. You know where to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Barbchair Scott, at October Zone Tate, at JR Bang, at Solito_Jr. On Instagram and on Twitter is Junior_Solito. You can follow him on both of those, man. Subscribe to the patreon.com/Barbers Chair Network. Follow the Barbers Chair Network at Barbers Chair Net on Twitter and Instagram, man. So everybody who listened to 79th and Hallis, everybody who listened to my on-field video yesterday, which not only was I angry at the loss, I was tired because I feel like I walked like 4 miles. I had to go all the way upstairs to get the camera because my brother forgot the camera in the press room. Anybody who's been to Soldier Field know that's not a short walk from the locker room, the press room, all the way back. If anybody watches that, you know how I feel about what went on. So I'm gonna give the floor to my esteemed panel here about how they're feeling. You know, how was you guys' weekend and you know about the Bears?
I mean, disappointing. I mean, even though Justin Fields did have a very good 3 quarters before, you know, the 2 turnovers in the fourth, and, you know, once again, play calling went away from him. He was hot all game. Him and DJ Moore had a connection, and yet again, we saw them start to play scared football. I saw my defensive coach let a 28-7 lead go away. They got carved up by Russell Wilson in that second half. He had 3 touchdowns, and overall, it's just disappointing. And I hate to, as you know, if anybody who's watched this and watched anything with me and Scott, I usually love telling y'all I told you so. But this is actually one of those weeks where it's like it wasn't fun. Like me and Scott were arguing when the Bears were up 28-14, and by the time we finished arguing, they were tied 28-28. So like it's something that we've all seen. It's the same shit, different day. And unfortunately, I tend to believe that if they lose again on Thursday, which is likely, nothing's gonna change. So I mean, it's one of those situations where it's like, where do you go? We're past moral victories at this point. Yeah, Justin did this, but I saw Mitchell Trubisky light up the Bucs. So, you know, I'm sure you can go back and find games where Rex Grossman lit the shit up. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like, when are we going to consistently see this from this football team? And, well, I can't even say see this because we lost the damn game. So, it's just another week with the Chicago Bears, more questions, where do we go from here? That's all I got.
Yeah, man, that was a very spirited debate in the group chat. I was Mr. Hey, man, everything's good. I was like that video of that little kid. Remember that video of that little kid? He's like, it's not them. It's the coaches. It's the coaches. That's how I felt yesterday. I was drinking the Bears Kool-Aid. The vibes were good. It was loud in Soldier Field. And Dante was like, oh, here y'all niggas go again, falling for the same thing. And I'm like, hey, man, we got to be happy, man. We got to be happy.
I'm a glass half full. I'm a glass half full type of guy.
Yeah, that's exactly
See,
who I am.
the man told me, he said, if that's how you feel, you don't need to be a fan. Like, that's how I knew. I said, no. I said, this nigga's mad. I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm not going to say nothing else. Scott is upset. And then it just fell off the rails like it always do. Every week. 35 years old. I've been seeing this shit for 24. Like, it is what it is, bro.
I did say
Scott
that.
was Scott was like that the little Mexican kid in the bus. It was like, guys, if we believe together, Dante's in the back. Shut the fuck up. That, bro, it went from one text to I put my phone down to go back to watch the game. I go back. There's 40 messages. Y'all going back and forth at it. But I mean, like Dante said, this was one of the moments where he didn't want to have to say I told you so, but he, the Bears did that thing where they reared their ugly head again, and for 3 quarters we saw what Justin Fields could be, what we all anticipated he would be. When the Bears traded up for him in the draft and drafted him, and decided to move forward with the new quarterback post Mitchell Trubisky, Nick Foles, post Andy Dalton, all that. But then the fourth quarter, it felt very similar to the games that we saw last year, where the offense had some continuity. There was a flow to the play calling. The plays made sense, and then in the second half, it felt like they were tanking. It felt like they were tanking. So, we saw what we wanted to see out of Justin, but then again, the turnovers, man, the turnovers. He's played 31 games as a starter. He has 32 fumbles. He's got a problem, holding on to the ball, and the defense. You can't let at the end of the day, Justin Fields. People can say what they want about the strip sack, and he lost them the game. Justin Fields didn't lose them the game.
All right. Well, I guess Mikey got kicked out the car. I don't know what happened. He's doing the show from his Maybach, so he should be back in a minute. But to kind of echo what he was saying, I guess what he's saying is like this isn't on Justin Fields, but he also had a part in it. You know what I'm saying? Like at the same time, it feels like you can't blame him, but I think like what kind of what everybody's been saying, like I felt like towards the end of the game, it was more of a, it was coaching for sure, but I kind of felt like even the pass he did, he was a little tight because I don't think he expected to for the game to get to that point. So I kind of feel like that's probably what he was talking about. But Bang, how you feel while we try to get Mike in there?
Scott, let me ask you this question because this goes back to a debate that we had. Remember when you told me that, you would rather have Deshaun Watson? I was like, I want Jamal Adams, but you was like, nah, I want Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. You bringing up a throwback debate from like 6 years ago.
One of the main reasons why you said that you would rather have Deshaun Watson because he was a proven commodity in championship level games. When I watched that game, right? And thinking about what Mikey had said, it made me think. Is Justin talented? Yeah. Did he show what he can be in 3.5 quarters? Yes. But I also think he showed us what he is in that half that he sucked at. And what I mean by that is that I don't think that Justin has the testicular fortitude to win games like that. I feel like that game kind of showed me who I'm a Justin Fields fan. I hate Ohio State, but I like Justin Fields. But it made me feel like he's a front runner and not somebody that can really truly finish a game.
I'm gonna hit you with Nori. What do you mean by that?
because I was sitting up there. I was sitting after the game in the same spot. I would show you that spot if it wasn't messy right now. But I was sitting in that spot and I was saying to myself, yeah, coaching sucked that last part of the game. But I was looking at Bryce Young because they were showing a clip of Bryce Young talking to the team. The nigga didn't play. Nigga ankle was hurt. Nigga didn't play. But Bryce Young brought all of the team together and was basically like, look, gave them the whole speech and everything. I don't even remember if they won or lost. They lost because we all 0-4. But the fact of the matter is he brought that team together. And I was thinking about Justin and what y'all was saying, that he was sitting up. And yeah, Justin's been in the league longer, so I totally understand you get a game like this. But then I was thinking, damn, where Justin be at in times like this? Is Justin the person that's going to bring the whole team together? Nah, he's more introverted. So how can he show it? He can show it on the field. So it's hard for you to show that type of leadership on the field when, whether it's coaching, bad decision or not, you fumble and they score 6 off of it. Whether it's Cole Kmet fault or not, you throw an interception to end the game. Whether it's a coaching decision or not, 4th and 1 happens. I don't see Justin as the quarterback we want in Chicago, and I need what we want, because Justin is just not an aggressive person. And it made me think, like, if for all of these things that I love about Justin, at the end of the day, he's not a quarterback that I particularly want in Chicago, because he's not going to get in your face. He's not going to grab your face mask and be like, yo, nigga, let's go. He's not that, yo, nigga, let's go person. Yeah. So when you have a person like that, and that person says, you know what, I lead by my play on the field, and that's your play on the field in crunch time, it solidified everything to me. I think Justin will turn out to be a great quarterback. I think Justin is going to be one of those quarterbacks where he's going to go to another team and everybody in Chicago is going to be like, see, this is what happens when players leave Chicago. They sure get better and all of that. But I also think in the long term, he's not a quarterback that we're used to, and he's not a quarterback that we want. I need a quarterback that's going to pull his team together and be like, look, we got this shit no matter what. And that's what makes the whole Jaquan Brisker thing makes even more sense. Yeah, when he's calling him saying, yo, we need more juice. Jaquan want a quarterback that's going to be like, fuck this shit, battery in the back, let's go. And that's just not Justin.
That's true. You bring a good point. We can bring back to Mikey. He's back in the room.
No, I agree with you. The one thing I won't agree with is the title of front runner. But what I see what you're getting at is the same thing I think of. Justin isn't a win because of quarterback. He's got to have everything, around. Everything's got to go right. You know what I'm saying? Cole Kmet's got to run the right route, and he's got to have a tight end with some balls to get in front of the DB's face. You know what I'm saying? Regardless on the pick he threw, Cole Kmet did a shitty job of fighting for his quarterback and fighting for that ball. You know what I'm saying? But Justin isn't a win because of God. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, before, Joe Burrow when he's healthy, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, right. Healthy Joe Burrow, right. Josh Allen when he's on, and Aaron Rodgers. Like, those are guys that you could drop them in any offense, any team in the National League, in the National Football League, and you're going to win a game because of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll put you in the right spots, and Justin just isn't that guy right now. And, I don't want to shit on him because he looked comfortable. He was doing everything, like, there were 2 times when he had a blitz coming at him, and he stood in the fucking pocket. He prepared himself for the hit, and he made the throws that he needed to make to his wide receivers, to his playmakers. But he just has a propensity to play loose with the football. And in the times that we need it the most, in the fourth quarter, that can't happen. I understand that on the naked boot, they were saying that Matt Ryan and Rondé Barber were talking about it on the broadcast. Just stop doing it. Stop doing it. These edge defense, these edge players. Yeah, they're not
he the
running. They're
fucking
no
play.
longer. They're no longer being faked. When you got a running quarterback, I'm just gonna run straight at the fucking quarterback. I'll let if the running back gets loose and you end up getting it to him, cool. But I'm fast enough. I'm gonna just run straight to you, and that's what happened. And I get it. Justin had to make a play, and I know in his press conference he said they have a no sack rule on nakeds, on bootlegs. But fuck that. You gotta tuck that shit. You have to tuck it.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on.
Yeah,
They got a
do.
what?
They got a no sack. He said when
You
they
can't
when
take
they
a sack
run
on the
bootleg,
boot.
they can't take a sack on the boot. So that's why he was so thirsty to kind of let it go and you see it fall out. But you gotta know and it goes into Scott's point too about the loss of downs. You gotta know, you gotta have that situational awareness. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
That situational awareness. So at the end of the day, listen, from now on, our season is done. We're 0-4.
Oh,
We
yeah.
already know. We already know the history for 0-4 teams. 0-3 was already bleak, but we had a chance. 0-4 is cooked. It is what it is. Now, if Justin could play at 75 to 80% of the level that he played at yesterday for the remaining 13 games, then I think you have a case to say, you know what? Maybe we
Not gonna do
maybe.
it.
Well,
We're
look,
not gonna
look,
do it, Mikey.
hold on, look.
Huh?
This question I got for all three of you. I'll cut you off, Mike, because I feel like you bringing it to something I wanted to bring to. That's the thing I was talking about. Shout out my nigga Lotto. We had a little. We was going back and forth like me and Lotto always do. We yell like Larry David and Richard Lewis all the time over Chicago sports. But what he was saying was he wants Justin to go another team so he saves his career. I'm like, right now he can't save nothing unless he gets together. Like no team is going to want him right now if he plays. So my
Yes,
question
they are.
is not mid season is what I'm saying.
Not mid-season. Hell
yeah, that's
no.
what I
We're talking
mean.
about next season.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Not mid-season. I know in NFL you get 9 lives, but so what the question I want to ask is this though, is Mikey brought up a great point. Let's just say he plays 75 to 80% like this for the next 13 games. I personally, after what I saw yesterday, I don't think it matters. And that's why I said it don't matter. I feel like no matter how unless he just like Mahomes it for the rest of the year, I think this front office has made the decision. I think Ryan Poles knows that whether it happens next Friday or that little mini bye that's coming up, that Eberflus and them are gone, whether he does it or Kevin Warren does it. And for him to save his behind, he wants to have his own quarterback. So I feel like that's what he's going to do to try to save his job. So my question to y'all is, do you think it matters? Or do you think that can Justin change with this play to make him stay in Chicago?
No. If Caleb Williams was not the number one pick, the consensus number one pick, and the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck or Peyton Manning and all of that, then we could have a conversation. But that nigga is cold, fam. Did y'all watch the Colorado game?
Oh, I watched it.
And when I tell you, and when I talk about a quarterback with moxie, that the aggressive quarterback with moxie, fam. If USC had a defense, we would not be talking about Deion Sanders or anything. That game would be his Heisman game, and he already got one. Caleb Williams is going to be a star, and half of the league will trade up to get that man right now, no matter who their quarterback is. That's who Justin Fields is going up against. He's not going up against Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and in hindsight, hey, man, C.J. Stroud looked like the real deal. Like, he's not going up against this draft class. He's not even going up. He's not going up against that. He's going up against C.J. He's going up against Williams and May, who's not looking bad himself, fam. So if that's why this is it. This is
He's not going against Shadur. He ain't going
He's
against
not going. Look, as I told y'all, and that's before. This is before I thought the Bears was gonna shit the bed and be on 4. I told y'all the Bears ain't gonna do shit if they gotta go draft Michael Penix Jr. or Bo Nix or all of them niggas. We're not tanking for them niggas. Yeah. We officially tanking for Caleb Williams, Jack. And I'm sorry. Yeah. Caleb Williams would have been the number one pick right now if he was drafted. That means the Bears wouldn't have traded that pick. Caleb Williams would be the quarterback of the Bears right now if he was able to be drafted. He wasn't, but he will be right now. So, Justin, right now, hey, man, Atlanta's looking hot for you, Jack.
Yeah, to your point, unless we get the running Justin on top of the throwing that we got last Sunday, every game the rest of this season. Like, he literally has to play out of his mind for this front office to stick with Justin Fields. And it's unfortunate because we've talked about the coaching issues. We've talked about the changes in offensive coordinators and everything. But at the same time, it gets to a point where you can't keep having these caveats. It can't just be, well, you got this potential, but this happened, but that happened. So it's about, production, about what he's done. And so we're at a point now. I was joking when I tweeted it, but I was dead serious. I was like, that Kyle Pitts for Justin Fields trade is going to be crazy. Because now, if you're Ryan, you talk about Ryan.
I actually thought about that for like 2 seconds after you sent that.
Because think about it. You talk about getting your guy. If you have the 1 and the 3, you trade Justin for Kyle Pitts. You bring Caleb into a system that now has DJ Moore, Kyle Pitts. You draft Marvin Harrison Jr. You still got Cole Kmet. You got other weapons you're going to be able to get. You still got $70+ million in cap space to fix the line.
DJ Moore, who balled out yesterday.
So that makes sense. Like, as much as people want to shit on it, actually makes sense for both sides. But it's to a point now where, I think unless Justin legit plays out of his mind for the rest of this season, we talk about it. We look at the schedule. We got the potential to where when the Bears face Carolina, both teams are 0-9
versus 0-8.
Yeah, 0-8 versus 0-8. So it's like the 0-9 bowl, bro. So it's going to be a situation where you could potentially have 2 of the top 3 picks, and it's no way you're going to pass up on Caleb, unless Justin, like I said, just plays out of his fucking mind. It's unfortunate, but it's the facts.
I got something after Mikey.
No, I'm a disagree with y'all just off of the strength that they got those 2 first-round picks, right? If Justin, it's a big if, because like Dante said, we can't keep having the caveats of, he had a great 3 quarters and a terrible 4th quarter. But if Justin, if something gets unlocked and he keeps stacking games like this, and you can build around him with say, I think we all agree the coaching staff is going to be gone, right? The coaching staff is going to be gone, whether it's this week or at the end of the season. More than likely, I was telling Scott, I thought, it would probably happen after the bye. I'm more convinced now it's going to happen after the season for other reasons. But if Justin can play like this and you see the productivity where he's at 70% passing, or, 70 to 75% passing, and he can fucking cut down them turnovers, well, then with those 2 number 1 picks, you can literally build up the rest of the holes that you have, and you can win with that because you have those 2 picks. You don't have to blow it on a QB. Like I said, you can still, in the NFL, win with guys that you don't win because of. You know what I'm saying? Kirk Cousins has won a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? But he hasn't got you there. You can get to a certain point. And with Justin's skill set, I think he can take, he can take us around that Jalen Hurts standpoint if he can make it, right? But say you got those 2 first-round picks and Justin balls out like this and you keep them. All right, cool. Fuck it. With the number 1 pick, we're going to trade back. And we'll trade back to 3 or 4. And we're going to rack up we're going to take somebody's 2nd round pick in this year's draft, right? And we're going to take some more mid-round picks. Then you know what we're going to do? We can probably still get Marvin Harrison Jr., or you go and get the motherfuckers that you are not going to pay for. You go and get those blue chip people. You need a 3-tech. You need a 3-tech. You need a defensive end. And you need a starting fucking left tackle because I'm tired of seeing Braxton Jones out there. So you can get all of that in those 5 spots. You can go and get you the guy that I cannot pronounce his name out of Penn State, the left tackle. He's plug and play starting left tackle. Now you got an all-pro left tackle and an all-pro right tackle in Darnell Wright. Now you fucking cooking. Now whoever your quarterback is protected. Justin is protected. Then you can say Marvin Harrison Jr., or if not, you go get Jared Verse out of Florida State and you got you a fucking 11, 12 sack, defensive end, because you got to plug up these lines. So as Bears fans, Caleb Williams is going to be a star. I'm fucking agreeing with you, G. But if Justin can play like this, then you know what? Don't create a, don't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If we can get Justin to continue to progress like this, then there's other holes we can fix, because as we all have been saying for weeks, Justin is not the only problem.
So I agree with you, but I'm gonna use your argument to the argument of money. Justin is at the time when we need to decide if I'm the Bears, should I exercise this 5th-year option? I could do that and pay Buddy Ass $25 million, or I can go trade him, get assets. I could trade that number 2 or number 3, depending on where it goes, get more assets, and still go get Caleb Williams. And I reset the money because he's the number 1 pick in the draft. I ain't got to pay him $25 million. So that's where the Bears is at, and that's why I think it's over. No matter what, if you draft, if you have the number 1 pick, which the Bears are in line to get, and I know things could change in an instant, but if the Bears end up with the number 1 pick and Justin still has a decent ass year, they're going to trade that man to a team like Atlanta who you can fleece and get a whole bunch of draft picks with, because now Justin has improved. Therefore, he's improved his stock. And that means I could go get more picks with him. If I'm the number 3 pick, I could go trade that pick and get some more picks. And if I still got the number 1 pick, I got Caleb Williams, I reset my whole thing. And the head coach, when they fire Eberflus, they're going to come in and they're going to say, yo, I want to start this thing over. And I'm sorry. We could say all this shit about, I don't think they're going to fire a GM. But I'm sorry. The way this season is going, I don't see no reason why Poles is back. Because as we said last week, he did shit with the draft picks that he got. So if he did shit with the draft picks that he got, you think, I ain't going to say you think, because I don't know if this nigga smart or not, because I ain't heard this nigga talk, but only in the press conference in the preseason game. I'm pretty sure Bunk Warren is a very smart black guy. And Scott, because of you and your brother, I'm calling him Bunk Warren for the rest of the year.
Bunk Suit walked past me twice.
Yeah, I know. So I'm calling him Bunk Warren from now on. But to Bunk Warren, am I going to really trust Ryan Poles because I have a can't-miss prospect who's going to lead me to prosperity anyway? That's a gimme-ass pick. Me, you, Mikey, Dante, we could be a GM for 1 pick and 1 pick only. If you got the number 1 pick in the draft, who you selecting? Caleb motherfucking Williams. But after that, what can you do with these picks? Ryan Poles has showed us in 2 years that he can't do shit with what he got. So there's going to be a new GM, there's going to be a new coach, and there's going to be a new quarterback by the name of Caleb Williams, and we're going to be able to fleece whatever team we want to get Justin off of our hands and exercise that 5th-year option for $25 million while we go pay Caleb a little bit less than that, and we reset everything, which means the money we got for the salary cap is now even more with a better QB prospect.
But I don't want to hear about that shit. I don't want to hear about that shit because they don't know how to spend the fucking money. They don't know how to spend the money. What's the point of having bread if you don't know how to spend it?
No, and that
was
that's the great dilemma, and that's what me and Scott essentially got into it about, because it's like, even when you have these flashes, it's like, what's the point when we know the outcome? We know what's gonna happen. We know what's gonna happen next. Like, even with Justin throwing 4 touchdowns on Sunday, he threw it against a team that gave up 70 fucking points last week. He should have done that. Like, so, like, as much as I want to get excited about, we saw some progression. No, we still saw I almost called him Matt Nagy. We still saw Getsy calling shitty ass plays. The reason that he got sacked on the bootleg is because that was the exact same formation they ran a screen out of, and they knew what the fuck was coming. So once again, even when you have success, you see the same issues. And so when you know that that's not going to change, it's like, well, they're probably going to just reset it. Because no matter what Justin does, like I said, next week he's going to play against Washington, who just went toe-to-toe with the Eagles, who, although they've been underperforming this year.
With a way better defense.
With a way better defense. With a way better defense.
A way better front line.
And an actual pass rush.
So it's going to be – so, like, even if you get 2 touchdowns in one pick, it's the same shit.
So,
bro, it's the same
Dante,
shit.
to your point, here's the only reason why this is my mustard seed of faith, all right? The main reason why we've seen that, because we was dealing with people in the company who's been there for years, all right? Of course, the McCaskies own the joint. They made Ted Phillips the team president. That motherfucker basically started off as a lawyer, and he was That was the whole thing. It was an accountant. So he's not there no more. Kevin Warren, Bunk Warren, is who I have faith in to say, look, this not gonna happen on my watch. He's an outsider. He's not an insider. And this is the first time in all of our lifetimes, that there's an outsider as the president and CEO of the team. So I have no choice but to have some type of faith because Bunk is the one who's going to change it. Will it happen? I don't know. But there's an outsider making the decision instead of somebody who's been with the Bears organization since they was like 16 years old. Like, I was an intern with the Bears and now I'm the president and CEO. Kevin is an outsider.
Right.
And that's why I think Bears, and I truly believe that Bears fans would have more faith in his plan if two things happen. One, when we get our ass kicked in Washington on Thursday, Eberflus must go because the season is a wash, period. I don't give a fuck if Luke Getsy is the interim head coach and they move up, however you pronounce the dude's name as the quarterback's coach. Yeah, Janico to be the offensive coordinator. You move the linebackers coach and make him the defensive coordinator. I don't give a fuck if that's what you got to do. Bunk got to fire Eberflus when we lose 38-14 to the Washington Commanders. And the second thing, he got to speak.
Yeah.
Because he's the outsider. Nobody.
He got to actually do something.
Because you know what the funny thing about this is? The main reason why we're having this they're never going to do shit conversation is because of the McCaskies.
Yeah.
Because of white people, fam. The McCaskies. Fam, Bunk has to speak and have to act and let the fans know, hey, I got this. Got to do it.
You want a nigga? Nigga here now. That's what we need from him. This is what I'm going to say before we move on to the Claypool thing is I agree with everything all three of y'all are saying. To me, I look at it as like this. I think that's a very optimistic take from you, Bang. And this is
you know I'm not an optimist.
And that's my point. This comes from King optimism over here, all right? And that's how I get through life with glass half full. But I'm going to take the Dante and my man Herb Howard. Their opinion on it. Until I actually see it, I'm not gonna believe it. I believe Eberflus is gonna get fired. I think he knows he's gonna get fired. And I want to give a big shout out to not just all of this, my fellow Chicago media for staying on Eberflus, not only yesterday but today. Big shout out my man Jason Leisure. He was not letting that nigga live like at all. Like Jason Leisure was on. My brother got on Flus. Flus got mad at my brother last week. Flus and Justin got tight at my brother last week, and so shout out to all of them for staying on him. It's like Flus just like he's dead man walking. Just yesterday when with the whole Claypool thing, he told us when Jason asked him was this a team decision that you're sending Chase Claypool home? He was looking like, well, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get in that. We just felt like it'd be better. And then he ended up he didn't tell us anything, and Justin low-key dry snitched or as Cam said, I saw a nigga throw that diamond up when the shots got fired. Like basically when Justin went up there, and I think it was Dan Weeder or Chris Emma, somebody asked him like, so when did you guys know that Chase Claypool wasn't gonna be the team? Just like, oh, that nigga told us on Saturday. And so and everybody immediately looked like, oh, so this nigga's lying. So you have all of that, and he's not even good at lying. Like I always say this about a lie. If you're gonna lie to me, make it creative. Make it good. Like, even though if I find out you lying, I'll be upset. But at least I'm like, you know what? That nigga thought he was slick. I give him a couple points for that. He don't even be creative with his lies. So I feel like, yes, he knows he's a dead man walking, and he knows he's gonna get fired. But I just don't until like in any smart organization. This goes back to what you're saying about Bunk Warren or Bunk Suits, like I'm calling the nigga. This goes back to him with him being an outsider. You got to break that McCaskey tradition of not firing people mid-season. You got to start with that. So when they get washed on Thursday, because it's not an if. When they get washed, when I'm on my flight back to Los Angeles on Friday afternoon, I better land to a notification or email that Kevin Warren will be speaking to the media on Monday or something like that. He's got to address it so the fans see his face. We ain't seen his face like talking since he got hired. I'm not talking about pictures with Lil Durk. I'm not talking about giving people who are in rough situations tickets to see the sorry team. I'm talking about actually talking about football issues. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much where I'm at with it. He's to show himself. And actually, man, if he fires Eberflus midseason, that gives the fan base confidence that, okay, he's going to do something different. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much where I got with it, man. So let's get to Claypool so we're not, running too much on this. What do y'all think about the situation? Because I will officially announce that I was wrong. I was wrong about the Claypool situation. I caped for it. I should have known when my favorite coach, Mike Tomlin, got rid of this nigga that it was something smelly. It should be like when the Tampa Bay Rays try to trade you niggas. You know something's wrong. So I should have took that, but I didn't. This is a massive failure. Just the fact the team played better without him, even though they lost. They played better. EQ was blocking and stuff like that. To me, that just means that's another failure to Ryan Poles, and he has to go. What do you guys think about the trade and how everything ended up?
I think it's another example why Ryan Poles probably won't be here. If we secure those 2 picks, why do you give him anything? Like outside of the draft picks, which we've discussed, damn, I don't want to say every move, but damn near every move he's made has been a failure. Like they all kind of like, it reminds me of damn, I forgot dude's name, the buddy who drafted Shea McClellan, but
Phil Emery.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in the beginning, those moves they look real shiny, and then you play a season, it's like, okay, wait a minute, these niggas is trash. And so like it's coming to that type of situation where Poles, every move he's made, trying to draft guys based on athletic profiles and things like that, it's failed. As much as we talk about Borum and everybody like that, they can't stay healthy, they can't stay on the field. Tevin Jenkins, same way. It's more so just failure. And with the Claypool deal, we tried to say, oh, okay, I get it. You get Justin a big target in here, but he's been terrible. And then you had the caveat of, well, okay, we're going to go into the offseason, let him learn the playbook more. He's going to come back ready to go. And in 4 games, he's been terrible. You had to deactivate the guy. So it's one of those things where it's like, this is another negative mark on Poles, where it's like, why do I bring you back? Like, why do I give you the keys to this kingdom if I have this treasure chest of picks and money, when this year I gave you a treasure chest of picks and money and you fucked it off? So Claypool was just like, that's the biggest, that's one of the biggest indictments, if not the biggest indictment. But I'm like you, Scott. I did when it first came out. I saw it. I saw the reason, and I'm like, okay, it makes sense, but it's just a failure. You got just one of them L's you got to take when you try one of those low risk, high reward. It wasn't even low risk because Joey Porter Jr. has been hooping as the 32nd pick coming out the second round. So you gave up a lot of value for a guy who essentially won't be on your team. Now you're trying to get a 5th or a 6th round pick. So you're trying to get back something 3 or 4 rounds lower, and you probably won't get that because the rest of the league is looking around like, well, no, you don't like this nigga. You're probably gonna cut him anyway. You fumbled this to now where he's at home. You told him stay away from the team. So you're losing leverage by the day. So it's just another day as a Chicago Bear fan. That's what it is.
Yeah, pretty much. Mikey got kicked out again, which is I don't know.
This is part of the reason why I think Ryan Poles is not going to be back either. I see the talent in Claypool and where Claypool comes from. So it's like, yo, you might have some type of familiarity with Justin and everything, you know what I'm saying? And none of that worked out. Buddy ass is fucking up during the contract year. Like, this is the year you don't fuck up at. This is the year you about to get your money, now you tweaking. This is crackhead move at its finest. Chase Claypool is pulled a quintessential cluck move by tweaking off millions of dollars this season because he on bullshit. With that being said, that's partly why Ryan Poles is not going to be back. Because not only can your ass not draft, but you traded a first rounder for this nigga. And when we all found out that nobody was offering nowhere near, you panicked And that's the thing. If you go back, if you look back at the long-term storytelling, nobody offered what the Bears offered to get Chase Claypool. Remember when we thought they was giving up the Ravens second round pick? And we was like, oh no, that's good. And then they was like, oh no, ours. What the fuck? So that's why he's not going to be here. Because you can't draft. And not only can you not draft, you made piss poor free agent decisions and trades. That's all you do, fam. That's all you do. So we might as well start looking at head coaching candidates, mock drafts, and GMs. Does Ian Cunningham get promoted?
No.
There you go.
No, all them niggas gotta go. All them niggas gotta go.
There you go.
Him and his wearing hoodies in 95-degree weather. He gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like he gotta go. He be doing like not. Let me not say that. I'm gonna get my credentials taken. Anyway, Mikey, what you gotta say? I'll tell you off there. I'll tell you off there what I was gonna say. Yeah.
No, it's like Bang said, it's just a complete miscalculation on Ryan Poles. I understood it at the time why he did it. He was trying to jump the market on what was a weak wide receiver free agent class. You know what I'm saying? So he was trying to bring somebody in. And, ever since he came in, Chase Claypool did not buy into the playbook, did not buy into being a Chicago Bear. He didn't put the work in. And then, it's shown. And if anything, this is more of an indictment on Matt Eberflus, Ryan Poles, Ian Cunningham, everybody that's up in that office, because this is exactly why they didn't take Jalen Carter. They are showing us that they do not have the capability or the balls to go ahead and handle somebody that's a little wild in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? They can't control that. And that's why they didn't take Jalen Carter, and that's why they missed out on what's looking like, one of them generational plug and play three techs that people get paid $105 million to play, So that's what this is looking like. It's all just a bad miscalculation by Ryan Poles. It's bad coaching on Lugetzi, on the wide receivers coach, on Matt Eberflus to be able to control him and to get Chase Claypool to buy in. It's a failure on Lugetzi to get Chase Claypool involved into the passing games. When he was in there, it didn't even look like they were trying to use him until the last 2 weeks. And you can tell that they probably have been sitting on this decision for the last couple of weeks, because I text in the group chat. I said, they're trying to force him into the offense. There's no reason Darnell Mooney up until yesterday should only have 2 targets. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to make it work because they realized they fucked up. So at the end of the day, good riddance, peace. You can't miss what you never had. Tell me your favorite Chase Claypool moment in a Chicago Bear uniform.
My favorite Chase Claypool moment in the Chicago uniform is going to be when he boards O'Hare Airport, go back that shitty country called Canada. That's going to be my favorite Chase Claypool moment. I was deceived. I want my money back, and I ain't even spend any money. And you're right about that, Mikey. He has been forced. He's been forced. Yesterday, I was like, oh, Darnell Mooney's on the roster. Oh, it's almost like what DJ Moore did to Patrick Surtain is a felony in 49 states. And then the fourth quarter comes you know what? We're not going to give this nigga the ball anymore. So it was just so many things yesterday. It was simple stuff that the Bears should have been doing. And Chase Claypool, you can say what you want to say about the wrong St. Brown, as Bang likes to call him. He's not his brother, but the nigga at least tries. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what I want. Mikey, I know you got to get up out of here, man. Is there anything you want to tell the people before we get about it? Because there's no show on Friday.
Seattle Seahawks money line tonight. We on that, and we are on. If you can bet it, you can find it. It's at plus 105 or plus 100. Throw 100, you win $100. The Toronto Blue Jays to win the series against the Minnesota Twins, and that's it.
Sir. Mikey holding y'all down each and every week on the bets, even though Patrick Mahomes did not hold him down last night.
No, in the Steelers, man. In the Steelers. No, man, listen. I'm pretty sure the shit that I was yelling in my apartment when he slid at the one, I'm pretty sure when I get back to the crib, I probably got a letter from the condo association saying I got to pack my shit up.
I audibly yelled when that happened. I was like, I know Mikey's losing this shit, man.
I was sick.
We'll holler at you next week, bro.
I'll holler at y'all.